Greeks have a saying, Den ine kadimera pasha. This translates to not every day is Easter. What's up, TCG fam? It's your girl, Tiffany, and I am back with another segment of In the Kitchen. So today, I am preparing my leg of lamb for our Orthodox Easter dinner. First, you want to take some peeled whole garlic, and place it into your pan or roasting pot or whatever you're using. I'm going to go ahead and put it into my little crock pot dish here that I'm using because this is what I'm using. Now, you'll just set them on the bottom like so. You can use as much or as little as you like. It really doesn't matter. And then you're going to place your leg of lamb on top of this garlic. And then, all right, guys. So I went ahead and I put my leg of lamb inside of my pot. And I poured about a tablespoonful of olive oil on top of my leg of lamb. And I got my 1 cup of red wine ready. So I'm going to go ahead. I've got the 1 cup right here of red wine. And I'm going to go ahead and pour that on top of my leg of lamb. And then I'm going to make slits in the top of my leg of lamb so that I could stuff a few pieces of whole garlic inside of them. And then, all right, guys, so I made my slits, as you can see. And now I'm just going to shove whole garlic pieces into those slits like so. I'm trying to do it while I'm holding the camera, guys. But that's what you do. You just want to shove a few pieces on inside of your leg of lamb. I don't know if I made that one deep enough. I may have to make a deeper cut. Sorry, guys, this is one-handed. But that's what you're going to do. And when you're done, it will look like this. All right, guys. So now that I have put all of my garlic inside, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put half of a lemon squeezed, the juice, all over your leg of lamb. Okay, that's half of a lemon. And then I'm going to add my ground black pepper, cracked black pepper, whichever you want to call it. And I'm going to add some, you can add either fresh rosemary sprigs or you can do a teaspoon of dried rosemary. I'm going to use the dried rosemary because that's what I have. And I'm going to put a tiny bit of pink salt. And then, all right, guys. So now I have my pink Himalayan salt. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put just a tad on there. And then I'm going to use my cracked black pepper. You can put more pepper if you like it a little peppery. And then I am using organic crushed rosemary. And then it is ready to marinate. We are going to marinate this in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours. However, I am doing it overnight. And then this bad baby will go in the oven tomorrow morning early for about probably 2.5 hours, I would say. I'm going to cover this with foil, and I'm going to go ahead and put this in the refrigerator. And then, all right, guys, so we just took this out of the refrigerator. It's been marinating all night. Take a look. This has marinated all night, just like we left it. And now we are going to go ahead and we are going to put it into the oven, and we're going to put it on 375. We're going to preheat, and we're going to let this sit out for about 10 minutes because we want it to get room temperature before we cook it. That's very important, guys. So we're going to leave this out for about 10 minutes out of the refrigerator to get room temperature. We're going to preheat our oven on 375, and then we are going to put the uncovered leg of lamb in the oven and bake it for 30 minutes. Okay, we want to unbake it. We want to bake it uncovered, for 30 minutes. Then I'm going to cover it, and then we're going to continue to cook it for about 2.5 hours, guys. 2.5 hours, and I will show you when it's done. Also, I forgot to tell you, after I cook this about halfway, when I cook this about halfway, that is when I will turn my heat down to 325, okay? I will turn it down to 325, and that's when I will add my potatoes around it. And I will show you that part and seasoning them and everything else when I get to that, okay? But just know, this is going to cook for 2.5 hours after it's cooked for 30 minutes uncovered. So we're going to cook it uncovered for 30 minutes, and then we're going to cook it for 2.5 hours. In the middle of that 2.5 hours, we will lower our heat to 325, and then I will add my potatoes, okay? Stay tuned. All right, guys, so I cut up a couple of onions that I cut up over here on my board, and I put a couple on top. The oven is preheated. Now we're going to put it in. And then, all right, guys, so while my lamb is in the oven, I'm going to get my elbow macaronis ready for my macaroni salad. As you see, I'm cutting up onions, and I have my pot of water getting hot on the stove, and I'm going to go ahead and put my elbows in just as soon as the water is boiling. And then, all right, guys, so next I'm going to go ahead and get our red eggs ready, because most of you may not know, but on Greek Easter, we dye blood red eggs, and I will explain later all about that. But for now, I have my water boiling, and we're going to put some eggs into our water and go ahead and boil some eggs. And then we dye the eggs deep red to symbolize the blood of Jesus Christ. The red eggs are made for sorgrisma cracking game. Greek families gather around a table for a celebratory Anastasi feast. Margaritsa is traditionally eaten by most parents. Greeks play the breaking red egg game with each other, symbolizing the blood of the resurrected Christ. Everyone chooses one egg, carefully selecting the one that appears to be the most powerful. Then it's time to crack the eggs. Christos Anesti, meaning Christ has risen, is said as one person cracks their chosen egg on top of another's egg. Alitos Anesti, meaning truly he has risen, says the other. The one with the cracked egg is clearly the loser. The egg cracking continues until just one person remains, the one holding the uncracked egg. The one who has the uncracked egg is said to have good luck throughout the year. The egg cracking symbolizes the breaking of Christ's tomb on the third day, according to the Holy Scriptures. All right, guys, so here's 30 minutes with uncovered, and now I'm about to go ahead and cover my leg of lamb and put my potatoes around it after it's cooked halfway through 2.5 hours. And then, all right, guys, the water is boiling. So now I will add my pasta. And then, all right, guys, so I'm going to get my potatoes ready. First, you want to peel them. Generally, I would wash them, but I like to do it after I had them all cut up. So I'm making wedges because we need wedges to go around our lamb. And how to do that is you're going to have your potato like so. You're going to go down the middle very easily. And then you're going to take the half and you're going to go down the middle again as well. And then you're going to see this, hold it so it doesn't go one side or the other, and go straight down the middle. And there is your wedges. However, I like them to be a little smaller. So I like to cut them in half and then you get smaller wedges. So that is how I will be doing my potatoes to go around my lamb. And I will show you how I will season them in just a second after I cut them all up. And then, okay guys, so here's the macaroni. I've already added a little bit of salt, some Miracle Whip, and a tiny bit of pickle juice, which is what I like to put into my macaroni salad. I will also put some mustard, some black pepper. I will add my deviled eggs, my hard-boiled eggs, sorry about that. And then I will mix it up really good. And then, all right, guys, so I have my onion, pickle juice, a little bit of salt in here, and Miracle Whip so far. Now I'm going to put a little bit of mustard, and that's about good enough right there. And then I'm going to also add my black pepper as well. And I will mix it up. And like I said, I have my onion I had chopped up already in here, Miracle Whip, a little bit of pickle juice, about a tablespoonful. I've got mustard, salt, pepper, and Miracle Whip. And I'm going to mix it up really good, and then I will cut up my boiled eggs and add them as well. And then, right, guys, so I am going to go ahead and cut up my eggs. Here they are. I've already peeled them and washed them. And then I'm going to put them into my macaroni salad. And then, all right, guys, so here is the end of my macaroni salad, and it is done, ready to be covered and put into the refrigerator to get chilled. And now I am going to get ready to go ahead and season my potatoes and put those in with my lamb. So stay tuned for that. Guys, so now while I'm gonna get my stuff to get ready for my potatoes, what I'm gonna do is start to get ready to dye our red blood eggs. I have red food coloring here, and I have also my white distilled white vinegar. And I'm going to go ahead and put my vinegar and my food coloring in, just like you would if you're dyeing eggs. And I'm going to let them soak in there so they can get nice and red. When they're done being dyed, sometimes you want to rub olive oil on them to make them shiny. And I will show you what they look like after we get the stuff ready. And then, okay, so here I am going to put the egg into the dye, and I will show you it when it's done. This is how it's done. All right, guys, so here is my potatoes. They're ready to go. I was going to put them around my lamb, but I have way too many potatoes to fit them all around my lamb. So I'm just going to go ahead and bake them separately, same as I would if they were around the lamb. You're going to add whole garlic, which I'm not going to add whole garlic in these because I have that around the lamb. And as soon as these bake up, I'm going to add it to around my lamb anyway. But we're going to use salt, pepper, garlic powder, and then we're going to put some oregano on these as well. We're going to put about a teaspoonful of olive oil on top of these just to lightly coat them. And then we are going to go ahead and bake these on 400 degrees. And I will show you as soon as I'm done seasoning them. And then, all right, guys, so I've seasoned this already with some salt, pepper, garlic powder, and some oregano. I already put a tablespoonful of olive oil on top. Now I'm going to go ahead and mix this up because you know that just the top is going to be seasoned and we don't want that. We want to mix it up so that everything gets flavoring on it as well. And also I'm going to go ahead and put a half of a lemon juice over top of these as well. Those of you that know Greek cooking, we do use a lot of lemon and olive oil on things. So okay, and I'm going to continue to mix it up a little bit more. And then, all right, guys, so let's check out this egg and look at it. Nice and red. It's nice and red. So I think that this one is done. So now we're going to go ahead and we'll soak another one. And then, all done. All right, guys, so here it is. Look at how delicious. This is not quite done, but I just wanted to go ahead and check on it. Take a look, y'all. I've got about 32 minutes left to go. And then, all right, guys, so here is the potatoes. They are done. The lamb is also done, and we are ready to eat. Stay tuned. This is the lamb all done. A little bit of family fun outside. It's your serve, boo.
Look, it didn't even pass the dead.
Threw in a little yard work to get ready.